All right, Rocket Garage and Service back here. So this morning we moved the Good Project Trans Am, I guess we'll call it that. Here's the one that's pretty much been the donor. It was totaled also. The blue car, which might look black, but the other Trans Am is really like a dark blue, and this one's a black. We took the front end off of this one and put it on the blue one, because this one is wrecked in the rear end, what totaled it, and the blue one that's over here, can't see it, but it was wrecked in the rear end, sorry, in the front end. So this one actually had structure damage, and so we was able to take where the other one, it just hit its limit on what it would cost to repair it, you know, so the insurance totaled it. So I took the front end off of this one. Literally on the other one, the only structure that was damaged was this tab was bent. Bent it straight, took the front end, put it on that one. So feel really confident about that. So I do a little walk around on this. So our goal is, it's just an eyesore. I'm a hoarder by nature, but I just got to get rid of it. So this is where we had structure damage on this one and why it's going to be a no-go. And there's just the amount of work it would take to save this one just ain't worth it. So saying that, this has been my storage for parts for the last couple of years. And now I have a pole barn. We're gonna get rid of this thing. So what my brother and myself are gonna do now is strip everything out of it. I'm a hoarder, like I said, so I'm not gonna let it go. So we're gonna take everything out of it that's worth something. We're gonna put it in boxes and stack it up. We're filling the truck full of stuff now. And I got my tools. We're gonna yank the hood off. We'll yank the fenders, T-top, deck lid, all the interior. We'll pull everything we can. It's not worth putting the rear end and the front end on to me. It's a pain in the butt. Rear end wouldn't be too bad. I actually thought about putting the spring in and the shock and putting some wheels, but I don't have any extra wheels either. I wound up having to take wheels and to get rid of other cars and just get them on a roller and get them out of here. So I thought about, so let me back up. So the goal is strip it, and I'm gonna get my oxyacetylene. I'm gonna cut here, and I'm gonna cut here. And my wife's here telling me what she done today. And then we're gonna cut here. And I think that'll put the car in 3 sections with the car mostly stripped out already. There's going to be little things I know we're going to want that we're not going to want to strip. So anyways, that's kind of the plan. I'll record some different processes through it. Might do a little time lapse. I don't know, because it's going to be pretty lengthy. And we'll just see what happens. Alrighty, to the next clip. All right, a little update. Deck lid's off, or trunk lid. Took this door off. Taking the seats out. Hood's off. Kind of reevaluated what we're going to cut or where. I moved the K member that was in the front here. Drug it with a lawnmower. Now I'm taking this fender off and shooting to get this door off. This door is actually good. The driver's side is delaminated. That side is a power seat, so David's trying to finagle it. I think he's going to use wrenches to just try to get the bolts out. The seats are already like creased up really bad, and this one's bent. Dash is not that bad of shape. It does have some little hairline fractures. So this panel is your traditional Trans Am panel. This card, I think, is a 2000. It don't look like much bubblings on this sail panel, so I don't know. See if we can't look at the damage from the inside. Yeah, you can see how crinkled it is. When I took the spare tire out of here, it was crinkled really bad. It was hard to get out at. I think it actually busted it, if I remember correctly. Or it was like, something was wrong with it. Maybe bubbled. I can't remember. I just know I couldn't use it. I'll tell you the plan is I was going to do it in like 3 sections, but I definitely want to stay in front of the trailing arm or lower control arm. So I was going to cut it like in this area, but now I think I'm going to cut it like right in the middle. Cut here, and that will pretty much bow the car in half or structure, and just run it all the way down here. It gives me 2 sides of the car. I just really don't see a need of doing like this section kind of forward of where the gas tank would be. It's out. And then doing pretty much the cabin and then the nose. I don't know. And the reason why I'm kind of sitting back and reevaluating that is because all this in here, if I cut it here, like forward of the firewall, it's kind of like solid. I don't really have a good way of getting through it, which I guess that, but let's see. I could like run it this way in front, I guess. Because I would like to make this as light as possible. And I might still do that because I cut forward of the firewall. Because I really don't want to scrap this car. That's one reason I'm trying to leave as much as intact. I mean, because when you get into little stuff like firewall pieces or like this box, which I can take it out, but all this little stuff, we're not going to break it down that far. It's just a reality of stripping this down to a true shell. So I just want to give a little update. I'll probably do a little time lapse and see. Look at it. Look at it. So that's out. That cleaned up a lot of area. We're going to move the carpet back. I got a water hose out here. I'll probably go get a fire extinguisher. Anything else?
Oh, this one's better.
Oxyacetylines over here. Anyways, I'll quit talking. I put this on a tripod. Show a little action. You know, I'll wait till we're doing the fire because we're listening to music. We're gonna be a little selfish. All right, yeah. Bear with us. We'll keep you updated. So I just spent 3 minutes talking and I never hit record. So retracing our steps, which is probably a good thing because I don't ramble as much when I have to re-record. So needed this torch head. Had a different head on it. I think it's the one that you use for just like heating purposes. I want to say it's like Rosebud or something. I had one of these. I don't know. 3 of them in there. Couldn't find the cutting torch head. Kept coming out here, looking, going back in the garage, looking, because I keep it all together. Like, there's no reason for the cutting head torch not to be on this cart. Thinking, well, maybe it fell off on the ground next to it in the garage. Back and forth, literally 30 minutes while I looked for a cutting torch head. Got to a point I was like, I don't care. I just want to make forward progress. I grabbed the bandsaw or sawzall. Started going to town on the car. Here we are, started making progress. But after about the 4th time of my blade bending, I wanted to go find a torch head again so I can burn this thing. But they work so good. But man, when that blades keep bending, it just fires me up. So anyways, we're back in business. We'll see if we got enough gas. I think we do. I'm gonna fire this up. I'm gonna end this clip, start a new one, and then that way I can have a separate clip to speed up. And I still new to this editing thing. I get through it and a lot of good comments. But we have a water hose with water on it. We have a fire extinguisher. The carpet's pulled back. I'm gonna do it in 3 sections. And yeah, just sit back and enjoy this. Raked out everything just to let everyone know we're trying to be somewhat safe. It's been raining for like last week. Everything is soaked. So yeah. Anyways, here we go to the next one. All right, so update, the car is in pieces. Front end's here. We cut in front of the control arms. I was trying to make it where the floor pan would be saved, but after we started cutting and where the structure was, it just was not a good move. So we cut here. I will have like a halfway clip of me using a torch, which is a good thing because it probably took us 2 hours, maybe more, to do this. Torch got dirty a couple of times, pain in the butt. Cut the frame here on the front. Just trying to save as much as we could. So our next move is to get it into the pole barn. We're about to undo the rear end. It's only like 2 bolts. But yeah, that's our next move. Is kind of what is shaking. I'll show you when we got some more stuff in place. We're gonna start dragging stuff with a lawnmower. All right. Holding the phone in my hand, so it's gonna be a little shaky on the walks, but cleared out. Get the lawnmower, went ahead and move my fingers, cleared it out with some leaves, and go ahead and just ran over some leaves, moved that tree out the way that's dead. So what we did was we stood everything up vertical. I'll show you what we got. It ain't pretty, but it's as septic as a barn. That's the way I'm gonna say. We still got to unload the truck full of stuff that was inside of the black car. We're gonna probably put it inside the blue car and a combination of around it. The goal is to put shelving up on these tall walls here, and then we'll put them in like those Home Depot tough boxes. So that's the goal, put everything in a box, label it, make it look organized. Because I mean, the whole thing is about keeping us cars. I'm always going to junkyard for something. These cars are old enough where they're just going to break. So why scrap the thing when in the end I'm going to need something off of it later? So yeah, so you kind of get an idea. Stood up on the T-top mount, stood up here. Wanted it down like this for moisture to let it run out. If I flipped it, if I kept it like, you know, flat, it would just hold moisture and birds and everything else, which they still get in it, but I just feel this is the better of the two evils. And then the front end's right here. So anyways, I mean, it's really just convenient junkyard cars, right? My dog's whining. I have no idea why. No idea. But that's the update on the end of this video. We'll just see how it turns out. It kind of disappointed that the camera died when it did. I don't know how much footage it got. I haven't even looked yet. We're fixing to cook some steaks and yeah, unload this truck and to the next one.